Wealth transfer between generations/7 facts. A fact means a thing that is known or proved to be true. Welcome to my YouTube channel Ugly Truth Man Talks. In this episode we talk about the wealth transfer from our parents and grandparents to us, and from us to our children, in the next years, 10 to 20 years, and the life events that are hurrying this economic process in everyone's life. The definition of the wealth transfer between generations means that all the amount of money available on earth, cash and digital money, will change ownership, 100%, because a dead person cannot pay taxes, someone else is managing his wealth. You already know the first fact, but this is the baseline, a starting point that must be clarified. 80% of wealth is self-made. We work and want to have things in life, a success story and a life story. We are not lazy. Our parent tried to give us a better life and we want the same for our children. Our parents were poor, they lived in harder times, through wars and maybe communism times, or socialism, or hard capitalism. But they work hard or smart and acquire something in this life, maybe a house or real estate assets, maybe an old classic car, some money and other types of assets, have built a company or brand or small family business, or some long-term debts that are included in their legacy, and we will inherit the debt. And in the same time, if we continue the family business, we inherit also their long-term customers. Our parents had us, we are their children, and one day in the near future they will no longer can take care of their wealth due aging, retirement or death at one point in life, and they will transfer the things to us. We will be the managers of the wealth of our parents plus the wealth we have created with our hands and brain, our actions, and what we received from God, as blessings. The second fact is that the level of financial education of each individual sets the hierarchy and ranking of the future new rich people. If your parents were rich, without education and smart decisions, the new millionaire you became, you can go bankrupt in a few years. In general, people who study economics say that an inherited wealth remains in the family only for the next 2 generations. The truth is in the middle, because if someone inherited some money or assets has only 2 options, to grow the wealth and secure it, or to reduce the wealth due bad actions, overspending, economic crises, challenges, other problems that can appear in a lifetime. The number 3 fact is the next generation birth rate. I'm a millennial living in Europe. The problem in rich countries is that middle class and the upper wealthy people don't have children, maybe one, those who have wealth but no one to leave it to. I know people in this situation who donated their wealth to poor people, churches, or organizations. The question is, who is the next wealth manager after the owner dies? In the same time, the poor families make 2 or 3 or more children who will inherit somehow the wealth of rich. So few children are born in our days, when we have all the things we need for living. Let's be honest, many of us grow in poorer conditions and we were happier than today's kids. So many friends of us, people and families, choose to raise a dog or a cat, or travel, instead of taking the love meter and make a child and love him, grow him, and leave him the wealth they accumulate in this life. Ugly truth of life. Number 4 fact is the wealth transfer to the next generations, a natural and inevitable life moment when me and you will be old, and our children will receive a life gift called millennial wealth with the silver spoon from the image of this video. The question is how we educate and what example are we, for our children, and the fact that our children are moving to other cities or countries makes our life more complicated. We build a nice house, farm, or local business and our children have their own life somewhere else, who will continue continue our work in which we put love, emotions, money and non-sleeping nights to solve the economic puzzle, to continue the cash flow, to grow the business. Who will continue? Strangers will buy our life goals, our life work, forcing us to sell at a price that doesn't include the emotional values and the history of the business. They will buy our money-making machine, if we fail to give it to our children to continue the job. In the Bible book of Ecclesiastes is written about this ugly truth fact of life: I hated all the things I had toiled for under the sun, because I must leave them to the one who comes after me. And who knows whether that person will be wise or foolish? Yet they will have control over all the fruit of my toil, into which I have poured my effort and skill under the sun. This too is meaningless. Number 5 fact is about the next economic crises. Every 10 years something happens. They should teach in school lessons about economic crises, facts, and how to survive to these life-changing events that we all live in our life. At different levels, rich are getting richer in times of crises, poor people getting poorer, prices fluctuate, lazy people, hard-working people, people are forced to change lifestyle and expenses, habits, and meaningful things, prioritize them in order to pay the mortgage and bills. Number 6 fact is the type of wealth. In general, the biggest thing is a house, but if the house is in an abandoned city, or if they are no buyers, the inheritance has no value, or if the children must pay the parents' long-term debt. In this case, the wealth transfer is not material. An asset means an item of property owned by a person or company, regarded as having value and available to meet debts, commitments, or legacies. The definition of the wealth transfer between generations means that all the amount of money available on earth, cash and digital money, all the companies, buildings, and land, all the cars and other form of assets, gold, crypto, or objects, diamonds, art, copyrights, are changing owners, or in a worse case they disappear in the economic jungle of our days. The number 7 fact is this: let's talk business. How do you prepare for this wealth transfer? Are you interested? Are you learning how money and investments works, debts and bank interests, opportunities, risks, giving, saving? Invest in people that can help you be a better manager of future wealth. The transfer is inevitable. Maybe you have a neighbor without children, who will inherit his house. There are companies for sale, or for free, with the condition to find a person who can make them profitable again. Small family business without continuity, even if they are profitable. These are just some ideas. The last idea of the video is that children are an investment in the future. Why work to create wealth? Acquire everything and then what? All the experiences, information, things you struggle to create will be lost in the history of time, and the money will be homeless. What is meaningful in life? How much is enough? Where is the wealth limit? Just some questions in the night. Ugly Truth Man salutes you.